Yo, what's up? How old are you?
19.
What's your birth year?
06.
Did you
February.
did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, why'd you vote for Donald Trump?
There's a few reasons. One of them that I love what he's been doing lately is that he's going back to creating sex segregated spaces. I don't think men should be in women's spaces.
Okay, then why'd you vote for a guy that bragged about walking in the changing rooms of girls in Miss Teen USA because he quote unquote owns the place to inspect them without their
Didn't do
consent?
that. Did not happen.
Really? Do you want me to play the audio recording of Donald Trump
I'm talking about
bragging?
he owns a place. That's not the same thing as like. Does he enter women's bathrooms? No. Did he
He
try to do
he
anything for
he
women?
talked about walking into these changing rooms with the explicit intent to inspect them.
Okay, so you're saying he talked about something. Okay, so I'm
He
asking
was
you, what is he
describing what he
actually doing
did.
for the law? So what is he doing for the law? He's making it so that men cannot invade these spaces.
Apparently not, because apparently he doesn't want to do it then. Also, he was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman. He's also bragged about grabbing women by the vagina
Yeah,
without asking.
that
He's
woman
also
is.
talked about how like the person that he sexually abused, or just what quote unquote
He didn't grape her
wasn't the
though.
chosen one to be assaulted.
He didn't grape her though.
Okay, well he was held civilly liable of forcefully penetrating her against her
Right. So
will.
to be civilly
Can
liable,
you repeat to
helpfully
me what I just
liable,
said?
prove that it's plausible.
The court case indicated that.
Yeah, it indicated that it was plausible, which is how it has to be for a civil case. He wasn't criminally convicted. This lady was on CNN saying she thinks grape is schmexy. Do you
One,
think grape is schmexy?
you're just like not understanding.
Do you think
She
that grape is schmexy because she said that
No,
she did?
no. She did not say that she did. You're actually misrepresenting what she was saying. She was saying other people within society do, which actually harms, right, victims, right, because it is the case that it perpetuates a non-harmful condition of
She
grape.
literally said she thinks grape is schmexy, and
No, if you actually fucking listened to it, you would know that she was saying that this harms victims, this understanding within society harms victims because it undermines, right, how bad grape is, right, for victims. That's what you didn't listen to. So what you're trying to do is trying to use this to demean the fact that she's a victim rather than actually like watching the whole fucking interview. Who was the person giving her the interview?
the some guy off CNN. I don't remember his name.
What's his You don't know his name? What
No,
color
I
was his
don't.
hair?
Probably black.
No. It's very well known that the color of his hair is white.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much because I really appreciate the dollar. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Factual. Thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much as well. If you want to support me, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, link tree in the bio. Amanda, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. And Carolyn, thank you so much for the $15. Thank you so much. I really appreciate Carolyn.
Okay, so are you going to engage or are you just going to try to deflect onto what Trump has allegedly done? Do you think men
Not
should be in
allegedly determined
listen,
based upon. I can't
okay, so
talk.
do you think men should be in
Look
these
around.
spaces, yes or no?
Hey, I can't talk about trans issues on the live, not because I don't want to, because I would love to dispute your transphobia, right? But it's
You would
because
get cooked. You would
TikTok.
get left. You know, run out your
It's
back
because
fast.
listen, it's because TikTok bans you if you do so.
No,
So
we
I
don't.
literally cannot.
All the time.
What?
I join lives and talk about that all the time.
They don't have
You're a
thousands of
liar.
people.
You're running
I
away.
promise you, they don't have thousands of people in the live. Okay.
Okay, well,
I
you're just.
try. I promise you, I try all the time to have these types of conversations, but I genuinely can't, and I get banned for them all the time. So don't tell
Just
me
keep
that
doing.
I don't get banned for them because I do this every single day for hours every single day.
You're a runner.
What's up?
You're a runner.
I'm
You're just
not
running
running.
away.
I would love to talk to you about this, but I genuinely can't because TikTok bans it.
Okay.
But why did you vote for a candidate that bragged about walking the changing rooms of girls in Miss Teen USA because he quote unquote owns the place to inspect them without their
Propaganda.
consent?
Oh God, propaganda. You're talking about like locker room banter. Like, do you understand that people
Do
just say
you say
things?
that in the locker room? Do you brag about
People,
walking into
he
the
said,
changing
okay,
rooms?
boom, I own the place. When like,
Do you brag about walking in the changing rooms of girls in Miss Teen USA because you quote unquote own the place to inspect them without their consent? Where he was like older at the time, and there was a victim that was 18 years old at the time that came out and said there was four girls as young as 15 years old. So if you think that's okay, well, that's a disgusting fucking thing for you to say.
MSNBC propaganda. We don't care. Are you going to debate policy or are you going to talk about Are
You
you gonna
don't
talk
want to
about
address what I just said. You brought this up, and when
because
I
you're talking about
responded, no,
MSNBC propaganda?
no, you brought this up, and when I responded to your claims, you got mad that I responded and said I wasn't talking about policy. Can you even name a single Trump policy?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
remember Mexico?
Remain in Mexico. That's an executive order.
That was good.
That's. Can you name a policy passed through Congress?
HR 2 passed.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did. HR 2
When?
definitely did. This was in May of 2023.
That was when he was in office.
Yeah,
Secondly, that did not pass into office. You're just lying.
it didn't. It passed. It made it out of the House.
That's
Yeah,
not passed into law.
it's been being held hostage by Chuck Schumer this whole
It's not
time.
in the law, so it's not in law.
Yeah, because of Chuck Schumer. So go talk to him about that.
So it's not passed.
Okay, and it would have if it did pass, and it actually did pass the House, but then they didn't meet the 60 hours of filibuster. So Chuck Schumer's been holding it hostage.
Can I hear like? Can you answer the question? Can you name one thing he passed? Influencing it passed into law.
Like I said, it passed. I don't know, like what.
Can you name a policy that he influenced to get passed into law?
Sure. I don't know.
Let's talk about the policies. Why aren't you talking about policies? Well, we can't talk about any policies if you don't know a single fucking policy. Okay? If you don't know a policy, how are we supposed to have a policy debate?
No.
I'm sorry, dude. What do you expect me to say to you? How do I talk to you? How do I have a conversation?
You don't want
with
to talk about HR 2, but okay.
Dude, that wasn't passed. It was not
still a
passed.
policy. You're talking about what did he actually get
It was
to pass?
never.
Nobody
It
cares.
was never passed, and he wasn't.
Nobody
even in
cares. It should have
office.
passed, though. That's the point that I'm making. That it should have passed, and
It
I like
wasn't
that.
passed, and he wasn't even in office. You
Who
say it should be
cares?
passed. Well, it didn't have the votes. Sorry.
Like, these people are highly delusional, and you don't even want to talk about trans because you're running.
I
You're
can't
just-
because TikTok does not allow for the conversation to occur, and I literally get banned.
Okay. Well, it's still just a fact that our border crossings are down 98%. We have like 300 to 400 a day now compared to an average of 6,000 under Biden.
So, did we have an open border at the end of Biden's administration?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How do you determine that there's an open border?
Just basically the way that people flow through and the limitations that are placed on.
Okay. So you determine that there's an open border based upon the level of border crossings, right?
And the actual limitations that there are. There were videos of people just walking up to the border, and they're asking, "What's your name? And where are you going?"
So to
And
clarify,
they would just go and they would enter those states.
So to clarify, you do base it upon the level of crossings of the border. Or you don't base it on the level of crossings of the border.
It's a combination of things, but obviously, like the level of crossings are evident of just unstable border.
Okay. Then I'll ask you this question: was there more of an unstable border at the end of Trump's first administration than the end of Biden's administration? Because there were
No.
more average crossings at the end of Trump's
No,
administration.
you're talking about
Can I
during
please finish? Can I please finish?
Oh my god!
Thank
Hurry
you.
up with the bullshit.
Thank you. Thank you.
You.
James, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. For the anarchist CIA handler is back. Gamers was feeling ill when one of the lizard people was given the flu. Yep. Yo, thank you so much. I appreciate it, James. Are you okay now?
I've been okay.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, you can keep on thinking that. You think a lot of things that are wrong.
Like what?
And I'm going to tell you those things.
Like what?
Or you can run away like you already did.
I didn't run away.
But you did, though.
No, I didn't.
Okay, well. No, we didn't have a border crisis under Trump. That's just not true. It's just a fact of what the lowest crossings are. We have the lowest.
So how do you determine that?
Now we have the lowest again. So it's like we have the lowest in history right now.
So you determine whether or not there's a border crisis on the basis of the border crossing numbers?
Oh my God! I told you that is implications of an unstable border.
Okay.
It can be, yes.
Okay. So
We
can
didn't
be or
have
is?
Same average.
So can be or is?
Well, the thing is, you're trying to ask me this question because you want to compare the highest crossings we had under Trump to the lowest crossings under Biden.
King, thank you for the $10. I would have to kick myself then. Sorry. What's up?
You're trying to compare the lowest crossings we had under Biden to like the highest crossings we had under Trump, which still is irrelevant because right now, 2025, we still have the lowest crossings ever.
Okay. So again, based upon the level of crossings, you're determining
Oh
that
my
there's an
God,
open border.
sure. What are you doing with the information? Yeah, what do you want? Like, this dude is so stupid.
So at the end of the Biden-Harris administration, when there were lower,
This dude is so dumb. Bro, we had a crisis under Biden. I don't know what, like, do you think that we did not have a crisis under Biden?
can I finish my point, or am I not able to do that?
Are you gonna answer the I'm trying to understand your point that we have a crisis under
Am I
Biden,
am
yes
I
or
able
no?
to finish the point, or am I not able to finish
Go
the point?
ahead.
Okay. Okay. So again, there were lower average border crossing numbers at the end of Biden's administration comparative to the end of Trump's first administration, meaning that the border was more unstable at the end of Trump's first administration comparative to the end of Biden's first administration, right? Which you're then saying that like Trump's border was more unstable than an open border.
Okay, so once again, you are comparing the lowest crossings we had under Biden to the highest we had under Trump. And you think that's a valid argument?
Well,
Talk about how about you actually talk about the term? I don't know, like what you think you're doing by bringing that up.
well, you said at the end of Biden's administration that there was an open border, right?
No, I did not. I said during. Okay, tell me what the average crossings were under both for the entire term.
For the entire term, I'm not talking about the entire term. I'm just talking
Well,
about the
I
end.
am. So that's why we're not on the same page because you're talking about a month gap between both. I'm not talking about a one month split. I'm talking about their
I'm not just talking about a month either. I'm talking
actual.
about multiple months.
Oh my God! So do you know how many were under
From
during
around
their
from
term? You
around
know.
from around May to June until the election, it was lower average border crossing numbers than the end of Trump's administration,
Okay. So do you know the average under both terms or no?
not the entire administration.
Right. So you just. I don't know why you think you're even qualified to argue this.
I don't know what you mean. I'd have to do the math on the average for
It's
the
not a
entire
math. Just go
administration.
look up. Just look it up.
Why don't you do it?
I know the answer already. We had an average of 2.4K under Trump and I mean, yeah, and 6.2K under Biden
Where'd you get that number?
from the OIG and from the DHS.
You got that from the DHS? What's the title?
Just go look it up. This has been over there. This has been. I don't have like just an article open. I've seen the stats already. That was not what you thought it was. That was my hands.
Okay, I don't know why you felt the need to clarify that.
Because I felt like it.
Are you okay, man? You sound a little mad.
I'm not mad at all. I'm chilling.
Sounds like I'm getting under your skin a little bit.
Why would you get under my skin when the president I voted for won?
I don't
Do
think
you guys
that
think about the things you say before you say them? I'm
really,
very much
really. Who won the 2020 election?
Biden. He
Why doesn't
shouldn't have.
Trump acknowledge that?
Well, because there was voter fraud, and this is already documented, and we've seen it. Yeah.
So are you saying that Joe Biden rightfully lost?
Huh?
Are you saying Joe Biden rightfully lost the 2020
Are you
election?
why? So why are you trying to pivot onto this?
So are you saying that you can't accept the 2020 election results, yet you were
So did you
laughing at
hear me
me?
say Biden won? Yes or no?
Yet you were laughing at me,
Right. So I said Biden won. So what's your next question?
but you don't you don't you don't think that he rightfully won.
I said I think that there was voter fraud because that's a fact. That's just an irrefutable fact that there's voter fraud.
Was there sufficient voter fraud in order to overturn the election?
Well, I'm not sure because all the cases were dismissed on standing.
Okay. Was there voter fraud in the 2024 election?
Um, that's yeah. I
Okay.
saw that as well.
Okay. So then,
Yeah,
what's the
they were
difference?
trying. They were trying. The difference is it wasn't to the same extent.
Oh,
This time around, there weren't
what
as
ev-
many
what evidence
ballots.
do you have of that?
Okay, well, hold on. This election, there weren't as many mail-in ballots. There weren't the same cases of you have multiple people voting. All of that was documented in 2020. That's
There
a
were
fact. And
multiple
this
people
year,
that
we still
voted.
saw election fraud in the forms of ballot boxes being set on fire. We saw that, but that's not
Where?
something
Where?
that in Pennsylvania.
Where in
And guess
Pennsylvania?
what? Trump still won. So I don't know, like, what the fuck.
Number 90. Okay, so are you saying in the 2024 election there was ballot burning, and
Yes.
yet there still was an election won by Trump?
Right, by
Okay.
an insane amount.
Secondly, are you saying mail-in ballots are fraudulent?
Not all the time, but they definitely have. There, it can be more trickier with those, of course.
Okay, how did Trump vote?
How did Trump vote? Why does that matter?
Is it possible you could answer the question?
No, I don't care. Because I didn't say that mail-in ballots are always fraudulent. You don't know how to track conversations. I said that it can just have cause stickier situations.
Well, you're saying like it was a
We
greater.
have we just have the facts. No, because you don't want to hear the actual facts. We have the facts that there were people voting multiple times.
So
This has been documented. I don't know what the issue is with accepting that there was fraud at the election. There were dead people voting. There were people who voted multiple times. There were. This is just all documented. I don't know like what the issue is.
yeah,
And then
like there
also the
was
fact that Biden had, what did he?
like there was in any election. Now, can you show me any evidence that it disproportionately happened in this election insofar as that could have affected the election results?
What do you mean disproportionately happened in this election?
Like that it was greater in likelihood to happen under the 2020 election comparative to any other
Because we don't
election.
have the same evidence. We don't have actual cases of people who have voted multiple times in this election. That's not been
Really?
discussed.
Well, you just got
Oh
flagged for
my gosh,
civic
your
and
fans
an
are like
election integrity.
reporting the last.
Well, you did engage in election misinformation, to be fair. No, I don't think you should get banned for that. You know, it's apology.
Yo, yo,
Did you vote for Donald Trump?
yeah.
Why so?
Well, nah, I kind of want to go back to what he was going back to,
How
where
old are you?
y'all going voter fraud and shit.
How old
Sorry
are
about that,
you?
but voter fraud. Who me? I'm 21.
Okay. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah, this election I did.
Okay.
Last year
Why
I
so?
didn't though.
Why'd you
The
vote for
last
Donald
election,
Trump?
huh?
Why'd you vote for Donald Trump?
Just because it was better than whatever it was on the Democratic side.
Okay. And why so?
There just wasn't a very good leader on the Democratic side.
Why so?
Well, there's my personal reasons, and there's just multiple other reasons. But what I was gonna go back to on the voter fraud issue is that there was proven voter fraud because 20 million people voted for Joe Biden the last election.
Really? 20 million people?
20 million, not 20 million votes. 20 million votes, 2 million votes didn't show up for Joe Biden this election. Sorry, not 20 million.
What? Sorry, can you repeat what you just said?
That for when Joe Biden won his election, there were an amount of votes that came in, not just the regular amount. There wasn't that same amount for this election in the regular amount.
So you're saying that there were less votes in this election comparative to the previous election? What's the issue with that? Can you come back into the app? I can't hear you. I don't know what the issue is with that. Hey man, I can't hear you. Are you there?
Hello.
Yeah. What's the issue with there being less people voting in the 2024 election comparative to the 2020 election?
There was just there was more votes in for the Democratic side than there ever was comparative to any other year. To any other year.
What's the
If
issue
you
with
compare,
that?
well, it's not there's not an issue. There was just you could just see that more people voted for Democratic. You could say it was whatever people say it is. It was either the demonization of Trump because it was popping and it was really going on during that time and it was really hitting, or you could say many other things. But they got many more votes during this year. People are saying it's voter fraud. The other dude was saying they burned ballots or whatever. But
What do you think?
there was an influx of voters that came in for Joe Biden
I
that
understand. I understand.
didn't come in at all during any other election.
I understand. Can you tell
So
me?
that's why people go to say there is voter fraud.
Can you tell me what you think? Do you think that there was voter fraud enough to overturn the election?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think there's I think there's any that's possible. Yeah,
What evidence do you have of that?
I don't got no evidence, but there's definitely ways that that's possible, and there's also Evidence showing that there was an influx compared to any other year. That in itself is the evidence. Would you say?
Nope. You know what that is? Do
What?
you see what I'm looking through? I found your source, bro. Look.
You got me. What's this?
Okay, is that what we're doing today? Are we just doing trust me, bros?
What?
Are we just doing trust me, bros, Joy? I'm confused because I
What are you trying to say?
I don't think trust me, bros are
Well,
sufficient
no. What are you trying to say with
evidence.
the book? That's what I'm trying to say.
I was saying like your source is a trust me, bro, essentially. Does that make sense? Like you had no
It's not a
evidence for
trust
your
me, bro,
claim?
to look up how many people voted last year. I mean, not last year, last election or the election before
No,
that.
no, no,
See how
no.
many
You're
people
no.
turned out for Democrat.
To clarify, you were making the claim that the 2020 election was stolen, right? But not providing any evidence to indicate that it was stolen, and
I
that's why
just
I was
provided
saying,
evidence.
no, you didn't.
I just provided evidence by saying
Saying
that the amount of people that showed up for the Democratic Party that didn't pop up for last year or this year, that's an absorbent amount of people that popped up for an election that don't pop up. That's just weird.
so.
How many people vote?
Are you arguing that if there is less votes, that's indicative of fraud?
A significant amount of less votes? Yeah.
And
A significant
how
amount?
many votes does there have to be less in order for you to say that it was a
Consider it
significant
fraud?
vote
A
enough
lot.
in order for you to say that
Honestly,
there's
a
fraud?
lot.
How many votes? How many votes would you require in order to say that?
I wouldn't be able to put it on a number.
Can you give me like maybe a general range? Give me like the lowest possible number.
50,000 votes.
50,000?
20.
20,000?
20 to 50, yeah.
So
20 to 50,000.
if in the entire United States there is a reduction of 20 to 50,000 votes, you're saying there has got to be fraud.
It's indicative that there is fraud. Yeah.
Really? Well, Joy, I just want to let you know. Sorry to break it to you, but did you know that there was 45 to 68,000 American lives lost every single year due to lack of health insurance? So there's a bigger change in the eligible voter population just by the basis of people dying due to lack of health insurance,
How does that
let
correlate?
alone
How
all
does
of
that
the other
correlate to health
issues that
insurance,
cause
though?
deaths in America every year.
But how does that correlate to the amount of people that voted for that 1 year specifically when Joe Biden was
What
being?
I'm just saying is that the margin in which you said that there was a distinction, right?
I just think you're trying to break it down a little too
ridiculous
specific.
is actually a ridiculous claim to say that like that would be indicative of fraud is essentially what I'm arguing. Secondly, I just want to let you know, it is the case that when we look at like the election, right? They had what I think it was what's it called, 81 million with Joe Biden, and they had 75 million with Kamala Harris. So it's a reduction in 6 million voters. That's definitely possible. I don't know why this would be indicative of fraud. Caleb, thank you for $2. And also, if they could just steal the election in 2020 without getting caught, why couldn't they do that in 2024? Because they were in power in 2024, and they were not in power in 2020.
Oh, I don't even know how you could unmute myself. My fault. What's it called?
Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, I heard what you were just saying. It wasn't 70,000 to 70,000. No, it was 80 million votes came up for Joe Biden. That's the exact amount. And then 65 million came up for Kamala.
No.
Yes, that's the true numbers.
No. You want to bet?
Pull up the numbers.
Do you want to bet? It's Kamala, by the way. How much money do you want to put on this?
Pull up the numbers. Just pull.
I can't hear you. You cut out. Everyone, do tap that screen. Let's run it up. 250,000 likes. Share the live as well, everyone. It will help get out to more people. It seems like Joyman's having a hard time acquainting himself with reality right now. Yo, Jenna, thank you so much for the dollar. Thank you so much. Donna, thank you for the superpower.
Hello?
Wait, why does it say I'm frozen?
Yeah, you were frozen. Now you're back.
I don't know why I was frozen.
Yeah, no one heard. No
Description.
one heard what you were saying for that like half minute.
Okay, what'd you last year?
I don't even remember. Just remember seeing you frozen.
YouTube,
But
did I
why?
YouTube, did I freeze? You never froze? Yeah, YouTube says I never froze.
Yeah, on TikTok you did though. On the
Interesting.
live stream you did.
Must be
Yeah,
a TikTok issue
yeah, it
or
was.
something
That's what
else.
it was.
Okay.
You pulling up the numbers?
What numbers? For averages?
The not the amount of people that voted for Joe Biden and the amount of people that voted for
Oh,
Kamala Harris. Also,
I already know, right? Do you want to bet?
how many?
I already told you.
No, I
Seven.
didn't. You froze on that.
I told you well before that. There was 75 million for Kamala Harris, and there was 81 million for Joe Biden. James, think of the £5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I can't hear you, by the way. And by the way, it's Kamala Harris, just letting you know.
Okay, hello.
Did you hear what I said, Joy?
Yeah, I did. All right.
Okay. Do you want to respond, or is your brain not functioning anymore?
Let me get at that.
Hello, Joy. Are you there? Hey, Joy. How you doing, man? Is your brain working? No, okay. I guess not.
The numbers. I don't know how you get those numbers. Where'd you get those numbers from?
Where'd I get those numbers from?
Yeah.
AP News. What do you mean where I got those numbers from? What the fuck are you talking about? Push the cap. Where did you see different numbers?
Kamala Harris getting.
Kamala. I can't hear. Hey, Joy, I just want to let you know, when you swipe out of the app, I can't hear you.
I keep on hearing her getting 65 million votes.
I don't know where you saw that. Joy, that's just not true. Okay. Where are you looking that you get 65 million? Are you reading a tweet or a Facebook post? Or did you go to Truth Social for that one?
How many people voted for Trump that year then?
77 million. And prior, 74 million. Joy, it's not that hard to find this information. I'm just asking you, where did you see this? Did you go to doge.gov? Okay, well, he's searching it up, everyone. Do give him a second. In the meantime, do make sure to tap that screen. Let's run it up to 500,000 likes. Share the live as well, everyone. If you do want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, as well as you can support me over Super Chat on YouTube. What's up, everyone on YouTube? Do make sure to like the stream if you haven't already, everyone. Joy is figuring out how to acquaint himself with reality right now. Do give him a second, everyone. Thank you for the manifesting. Thank you so much. Do give him a second to do one Google search real quick, everyone. Trust me, bro. Reference manual. Also, just want to let you know, everyone, we found Joy's source, everyone. This right here, we have page number 1. Actually, right here on page number 1, if you do want to know, number 1, it says Iron Base 2. You can see that name I gave for him right there. Special name for the first guy there. You've got MV. Okay. You've got Garrett. I have his full name there. I have Garrett's full name there. We got Popcorn. Okay. We got Scott, Tanner, and Ethan. And the first attached one we have for Ethan is that he said that there were 62,000 asylum seekers coming across the border every single day. So, Joy, do you want to be put on this list? There are some intellectuals on that list. Where's Liam? This came after Liam. And we didn't put Butterball there. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We should have put Butterball there. Push the cap.
AP News. I got mine from the AP as well, but I guess that's earlier when he first won because it's saved.
No, you didn't see 65 from AP News. I promise you did not. What, are you looking at one of your old screenshots on your phone from like the election night instead of just looking up AP News? Because you know that that's like from the election night when they didn't count all the votes yet.
That's why I was wondering why I got that number. That's why I went back to realize that.
What did you go look at? Your own camera roll?
Yeah, that's why I was wondering where I got that number from. Because I look it up and I'm like, you're getting it right. But yeah, that's why I got that number from. Because when he originally won, they won at 65.
Yeah, Steve, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Well, Joy, I just want to let you know that was before all the votes were counted. I don't know how you went how many months without knowing that. Like, dude, it's been like 4 months. You went 4 months without realizing this? Yo, Sarah, thank you so much for the $20 YouTube super chat. Thank you so much, Sarah. I really appreciate the $20. Thank you so much. Are you okay? Are you okay, Joy? Are you there? It's kind of silent right now, Joy. I'm just wondering why you're being so silent.
Every time you go back to the camera roll, it goes takes the.
Yeah, I can't hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess you got that. The number's there. Doesn't mean that there wasn't voter fraud, though. It doesn't mean that.
Okay. What evidence do you have that there was sufficient voter fraud to overturn the election?
Well, that Elon Musk saying that on that Joe Rogan podcast, saying that he got contacted by the FBI. Well, what do you have to say about that? What would you say about that then? Because he said he was contacted and told
Here's what I'll say.
That the Hunter Biden laptop was false, right? So what if people knew about that in the beginning of the election?
Elon Musk did not own Twitter back then. What are you talking about?
I say Elon Musk.
Are you talking about Elon Musk referencing?
I'm talking about the guy Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg. He went onto the Joe Rogan podcast speaking that he was contacted by the FBI during the Hunter Biden laptop situation, and they were told to suppress that because that was fake news, and it wasn't fake news. It was actual news. It was actual an actual story that they had Hunter Biden's laptop.
No. What they said is it might be Russian propaganda.
Well, they aired on that side, and what people are saying is that since they aired on that side, it might be when it wasn't.
There was no force mechanism for like.
It was the force mechanism was the FBI contacting Facebook.
There's no enforcement mechanism. They just said, like, do this. They didn't. There was no enforcement.
They said like do this. Exactly. They said like do this. What do you mean?
Yeah. Like, for example, if I tell you to do something, are you going to do it?
Not you, obviously, because I don't have any correlation or any funding.
Well, Joy, because I have no enforcement mechanism. Okay? So if they just tell you something, you don't have to do it. There was no legal repercussions if they didn't do it.
I guess that's what you could say, but they did it, obviously.
Okay. So how is that like somehow limiting free speech?
It's limiting free speech because they banned accounts that said it was real news. They limited accounts that were saying that stuff. That's banning free speech.
Who was limiting those accounts?
Facebook. Facebook, yeah.
So that's limiting free speech? Okay. So then here's my question. If I kick you from my live, is that limiting free speech?
No.
Why not?
Because I have to request to join your live, and you're not one of these you're not a public. You're not something that's free or I can access anytime I want. I have to request it. I have to find your
Oh,
account. I
yeah,
have to do all this.
I'm not free. I mean, I think my content's free. You don't have to pay me.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
If you operate as a public domain and your public domain allows
Am I on the
a
public?
lot of things to be said, well, Facebook operates as a public domain,
Hey, Joy, can I
right?
ask you a question? Am I in a public space right now?
No, but you're on a public website.
So I am in a public space? Okay.
I don't know. Are you?
Well, I think this is relatively a public space, but it's within in the context of a private company's jurisdiction. So the private company determines that jurisdiction, not the federal
Yeah, but
government.
these private companies act like public domains, though.
Meaning, okay. So then are you arguing that me kicking you off the live is also limiting your free speech because I act as if this is a public domain?
No, because you can't act as a public domain.
I thought you just said that, like, businesses were doing that.
Okay, you got okay. Well, either way, right? These companies are free and open to use to anybody within the terms of service, wouldn't you say?
Joy, did you have to pay to get into my live stream?
Nah.
Has it clicked yet? Callie, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Absolutely. Dylan, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And Ray, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. YouTube super chat. Joy, I'm sorry. Like, are you okay right now?
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Stacy, thank you for the $10. Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want to add or talk about, Joy? Anything else?
Nah, you got it. You got it.
Okay. All right. Have a good day, man. That was brutal. Hey.